Greetings, Vault citizens. Johnny 5 Alive here, and welcome back to another Fallout 76 news update video. We got a lot of stuff to go over today. A lot of speculation, as there was a new Inside the Vault post for January 1st, 2019 from Bethesda. They are hinting at the vaults opening up PvP modes and player vending machines. So stay tuned, guys, and let's get into it. All right, I just want to wish everybody a happy New Year. I hope everybody has a fantastic 2019 ahead of them. And this year is the year to be a gamer. If you guys haven't seen my top 10 most anticipated games of 2019, go check that out on the channel as well. But let's get straight into the Fallout 76 news, shall we? All right, as you can see here, it is quite a small post. So here says, later this month, we are providing resolutions by way of new patch notes for Fallout 76, like our December 11th update. We will have a big update that will address many of the issues you've been providing feedback on. Full patch notes will follow soon. We're also building an incredible list of future updates that we can't wait to share, including new quests, weekly in-game events, new vaults opening, a new PvP mode, player vending machines, and much more. 2019 is an exciting year for Fallout 76. We can't wait to grow it with you. Keep providing your feedback and letting us know what you like to see. Happy New Year from us all. So that's not a lot of information to go on, but we can sit around and speculate for a little bit here. So the first thing I want to note on is we have a big update that will address many of the issues you've been providing feedback on, specifically feedback on. Everybody's having certain issues with bugs and certain things like that, but I like the note here that says feedback on, which means the things that people are highly wanting changes for. And I think one of the top things on the list is the recipes, knowing which ones you own and do not own, so you can actually go around the world and be a completionist and try to collect all of said recipes in the game. One thing I'm very frustrated with on my current character is I played the game for 100+ hours and I still don't even have the heavy armor variations of certain armor. Back in Fallout 4, you know, you would upgrade and eventually start making the heavy versions or finding the heavy versions of all the different armor pieces. And I'm basically just still wearing whatever I find or whatever I buy. And whatever I can craft is not that expansive because of the recipe list. I do not know which ones I have to buy and which ones I already own. So I really hope that they decide to change that. Feedback would also be people wanted to see something for player challenging. People want some sort of mode or event that is challenging for multiple people, and they do hint here that we'll be including new quests, weekly in-game events. Now, currently the state of the events around the map are not the greatest, and we've seen a recent nerf to them. A lot of the events that I've been visiting have a lot less enemies spawning. They spawn less frequently and they give less rewards. So if the events weren't fun before, they're even worse now. So hopefully they're taking that feedback and they're also going to improve the current events, but they're adding new in-game events weekly. So what does that mean? Weekly in-game events, does that mean they're going to have new events every week, or does that mean they have a rotation of events coming that are going to cycle every week? I mean, that's technically the same thing. They might have 10 different events that cycle in and out every single week. So every week you log in, there could be something new for you and your friends to do. But what do those events entail? Are they big versions of the random events, but they're weekly events? Something huge like a giant war, a giant fight? We'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. New quests. Currently, I haven't really beaten all the quests on any of my characters. I just played the game and had fun doing stuff, but we get so sidetracked, and for me, the questing system is terrible when you're with friends. It's really bad in this game, and as of recently, we've been playing games like Vermintide and Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 went free. The questing systems in other games, when you go to them, it's like, oh, this is a relief, because you're able to, someone else can hand in the quest and it completes it for all of you. Someone else could do the objective and it completes it for all of you. In Fallout 76, oh my god, it's a mess. Everybody's got to run up to the terminal, print out the thing, go to the other thing, do a test, and you got to wait in line for people to do the test, and then they do the test and they got to go do a scanner, and then they got to go from the scanner over to this thing, and they print an ID card, and then they gotta do some other riddle, and then one person misses the chain or misses a step, and they're like, I don't know what part you guys are on, where did you go? And it becomes a freaking headache. And one thing this game really needs is if you're in a group and someone else does the test, it completes the test for everybody. And if someone else prints the ID badge, it prints it for everybody. They need shared quests, because it's been a real pain in the butt, like just trying to organize a team to go do quests. Like, hey, I'm on this quest, and they're like, okay, well, I guess I'll just follow you around, but I can't really help you because I can't help you. It's a real pain in the butt, and because of that, I'm always playing with friends all the time, so I can't really go off and do a bunch of quests by myself. The questing in this game really does feel solo centric, but the game is calling for multiplayer, and for me personally, every time I play this game, I'm with friends, so I actually haven't been able to chip away at the questing system. So I'm hoping they do something to improve the multiplayer questing, and when they add in new quests, which they're saying they're doing, I hope they're more multiplayer centric and focused. They're talking about the new vaults opening. We still can only speculate. We've seen some leaks online of people sneaking into these vaults. Yeah, they're overgrown and there's nothing in them. I'm very skeptical about these vaults opening up. What are we going to go in and find? Are there going to be, is there going to be challenging dungeons for us? Is it going to be like a dungeon? Is it a 4-player raid? We've speculated on this in the past. I hope it's something good, but there's only so much you can do with a vault in terms of level design and gameplay mechanics. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm not too excited about these vaults opening up. And vaults opening up should be something exciting in terms of wastelanders coming into the wasteland. You know, it should be something very monumental and epic, and I have a feeling it's not going to be. And I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to look at it from a game design perspective of, well, they're trying to create content inside of the vaults, where I think a vault opening up could create content for the Appalachia, and that would be much more grander. If you think about 100 NPCs leaving the vault, what would that do to the surface of the Appalachia? What would that do to the game, having NPCs everywhere and new settlers? And imagine being able to recruit settlers for your settlement like you did in Fallout 4, because there's settlers everywhere roaming around because these vaults opening up. That would be just marvelous. But on the other hand, they're probably not going to do that. They're probably not going to add NPCs to the game. So what you get is a vault that opens up, you go inside, and there's some games and some dead people and some holotapes and some things to kill. We already have content like that. So that's why I'm skeptical, but I'm also staying optimistic and hoping that there's something worth checking out there. They talked about a new PvP mode. So they're describing it as a mode. We speculated on the PvP in the past. Well, it says it's a mode. So I'm leaning towards that it's something that you queue up for, and then you go in and it's a 4v4 or an 8v8, maybe 12v12, or it's some sort of radio thing that you tune into, and your team gets flagged for PvP and you have to hunt down another team. It could be something open world, but I really hope, like, if you're going to do PvP in this game, I hope it's matchmaking. I don't want to see my world being affected by this PvP mode, because the current state of the game, it's not very PvP centric, and all of a sudden you're throwing in this mode that's wedging people and forcing them to PvP. Well, it could be interesting. There's just a lot of people that aren't interested in it in the current state of the game, and I wouldn't like to see my server feel less populated because there's people off PvPing and I'm not running into people anymore because there's half the people are in the middle of a battle with each other. It could be cool, but it's at the same time, I personally say leave our servers alone. If I'm at the main menu of the game and I want to go do PvP with my friends, we queue up, we get put into a different game mode entirely, a map, and we go hammer away at PvP there. At least it would give you something different to do than logging into the Appalachia and collecting stuff and running around. You would go into a completely new game mode, and I think that would be fresh. So that's what I'm hoping for, is a fresh multiplayer map, or a cycle of maps that we can go, test our characters out on and our teams out on in a PvP map mode. I think that could be pretty fun, honestly, but we'll have to wait and see. Player vending machines, that's an interesting thing. People have been requesting this, and it's nice to see Bethesda's listening to these requests. Now, how is this going to work? You know, I'm going to have a vending machine down at my base. People could visit the base, buy some stuff from my vending machine. That is pretty cool. But at the same time, I don't feel I don't know how to feel about this, because there's not a lot of stuff worth buying and selling in this game right now, because nobody has the recipes. That goes back to my earlier point of, you know, we need to know, someone has to have the rarest recipes in the game and be able to craft the rarest weapons or have the rarest legendaries to make a good sale. Now, I could run up to someone's vending machine and they could have some weapons that one-shot anyone, but then there's also people out there who have duplicated hundreds of these things. So they're just making infinite money off of duplication glitches. So is the game ready for something like this? And we've seen games in the past like Diablo 3 having auction houses. It just ruins the economy of a game. Now that you can get anything you want from a player, you're not necessarily going to be able to, you know, it kind of ruins the game in terms of finding it for yourself. However, because they're vending machines and they're found in the open world, this means they're gonna have to start showing the camps or the vending machines on the maps so that people can see other people's camps, go visit them, and buy from the vending machines. What this actually does for my channel is something cool, because we can explore the wasteland and explore people's settlements. So if I open up my map and I see vending machines all over the map, because all these different players have these vending machines and shops, I could go scout them out, check them out, and you know, make a video on it. So that could be something fun for us to do, because these vending machines are going to basically indicate to us where a settlement may be, and we can check out some pretty cool vendor shop settlements and see what people are up to, see what people are selling, and that sort of thing. It could add a little bit more immersion and community-based stuff. But I also think they need to elaborate on that much more, and we're gonna have to wait and see what they mean by these player vending machines and how much you could do, because a lot of the times I'm only playing for a couple hour sessions and I get booted off or disconnected or something goes wrong. And if I'm not online, my vending machine is also not online. So even if I were to sit down and play for 8 hours, will I make sales on my vending machine if there are only 24 players on my server? That is something we're gonna have to wait and see. It might just be like a neat feature that you throw up, you fill your items up in there, you put stuff in your vending machine, and it might not get any bites. So, well, I'm interested to see how it works, and it also could technically work as a second stash box. And how is that going to affect the servers? All these different prices and items being stored inside the vending machine, they're already struggling with those issues. So, I like the idea of the feature, so we're going to have to wait and see how it works. But this is all speculation right here today, you guys. It's interesting. There's a lot of exciting stuff. I like the idea of new quests and in-game events. I can't wait to see what those are about. I'm skeptical about the vaults. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this update or these hints at the updates? Are you excited for a PvP mode? What do you think is going to be inside of these vaults? Do you think the vaults could offer fun gameplay, or are you kind of on the fence like me? I think out of everything here, the thing that excites me the most are the weekly in-game events and new quests. And I really hope they start pushing the questing system more multiplayer centric. I would love it if somebody could beat part of the quest for me. That is the biggest thing slowing me down from doing quests in the game, and the reason that I kind of just jump on now and I'm like, what am I going to go do? And the quests aren't that fun in reality. So they do need some better quests that are multiplayer centric, where you're going to go take out big strongholds of super mutants and work your way through. We need some dungeons and raids. That's what I'm hoping for, and I see a lot of feedback on that, so hopefully they're listening, and we're going to get some sort of four-player co-op difficult dungeons. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We'll report back on this update here later on this month when we have the full patch notes released, and we'll go into it in detail. So be sure to subscribe and check back in, you guys. And that's going to do it for me here today. This video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.